Welcome to Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society's group of institutions, integrated campus, Hyderabad. I am Dr. A. Mahesh Babu, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. I'm going to deal subject structural engineering, reinforcement, concrete, RCC. In last videos, we discussed about loads. What is the dead load, live load? In this session, we'll discuss some more live loads. See, as the last class we discussed, for residential houses, hospitals, dormitories, what is the minimum live load? 2 kilonewton per meter square. Similarly, office floors, other than entrance halls. See, why this condition office floor? See, it will vary from 2.5 kilonewton per meter square to 4.0 kilonewton per meter square. In office floor, suppose only tables and few people are sitting, will take 2.5, just normal, just this ordinary IT companies, say offices, okay, 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. Only they have small computers and furniture, only 2 or 3 engineers, okay, in one room. So if it is more than more numbers and separate storage, suppose you have racks, files, then it will increase to 4.0 kilonewton per meter square. For office floors, other than entrance halls, you have to consider 2.5 to 4 kilonewton per meter square. That what as explained in previous class, in 1 square meter, the live load is considered as 2.5 to 4.0 kilonewton per meter square. Now we will look at educational building, institutions, colleges, buildings, restaurants, shops. So these type of floors, the live load considered 4 kilonewton per meter square. See, remember, for educational, institutional, assembly, buildings, restaurants, 4 kilonewton per meter square. And similarly, if you look at bank halls, office entrance halls, 3 kilonewton per meter square. Because in banking, you have not like educational institutions or assembly buildings, you have less load. So these are given by after research work, after studying many practical, doing many experiments, they have considered this value 3 kilonewton per meter square. See, don't think this is exactly now this load will act on the only this much will act on the your floor, maybe less, slightly more, because that's why we will consider partial safety factor also in designing. I will explain in coming topics what is the partial safety factor. So in generally it will not more than these values. And office floors for storage, assembly floors, space without sitting, public rooms in hotels, dance halls, waiting halls, office floors for storage. See, for storage, some equipments. Suppose a computer peripheral in office, they will keep all in the room and they will issue storeroom. Some stationery items, your storerooms. So for those floors, the minimum live load is to be considered 5 kilonewton per meter square. Similarly, for warehouses, workshops, factories, see for light load 5 kilonewton per meter square, medium loads 7.5 kilonewton per meter square, heavy loads 10 kilonewton per meter square. See, for example, from light, say some uh, floor rise or powder, like that light weights, it is 5. And medium, some say cement bags or heavy rice bags, like that. And heavy machinery. In those cases, see, by name itself, you will understand warehouses, workshops, where load will be more. See, if it is light weights, you have to consider 5 kilonewton per meter square. If it is medium floor, you have to consider 7.5 kilonewton per meter square. If it is heavy, 10 kilonewton per meter square. Similarly, stairs, landings, balconies, corridors for floors but not liable to overcrowding. See, generally in balconies, 3 or maximum 4 members. That's all. See, staircase also, if 2 persons will come and go. In landing also, in staircase, there is no much crowd. If you look at the load on this staircases, the value is given by IS 875 part 2 is 3 kilonewton per meter square. See, this is very, very important. We have one topic, design of staircases. Okay, so there you have to take this value 3 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, so this is staircase. Generally, this is a very important point in staircase. In design of staircase, the load is to be considered is 3 kilonewton per meter square. Similarly, stairs, landing, balconies, and corridors for floors in subject to overcrowding. What is value? The value will be more, simply 5 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, and flat slab, slope roofs. You know what is a flat slab and slope roofs? Access provided and not provided. Suppose top floor, generally we will go for maintenance of your water tank, like that, and any other small work, that is 1.5 kilonewton per meter square. Otherwise, if you don't provide access, 0.75 kilonewton per meter square. See, similarly, wind loads. See, this is also one of the very important subject and say branch in the civil engineering. One of the important topic where building heights are more, and in wind zones, if you are going to construct buildings, we have to consider this wind loads. Generally, ground plus 1 or 2 will not consider these wind loads, as the effect of wind loads are very less. But when number of floors increases, height of the structure increases, there is a wind load acts on the horizontal components and forces will be acting on the structure. So these values have been given in the IS 875 Part 3 1987. See, the force exerted by the horizontal component of wind is to be considered in the design of building. See, listen here, that is wind load force exerted by horizontal member. I will show you how they will act. Component of the wind is to be considered in the design of building. Wind loads are depend upon the velocity of wind, shape and size of the building. This is very important factor. I will show one video also in how they designed how loads consider what is the shape of the building in high-rise structures. This method is the values considered from IS 875 Part 3 1987. Till now, what you observed for dead loads, code book is IS 875 Part 1. For live loads, Part 2. Same code book number IS 875. And wind loads, Part 3. So these are the wind loads we have to consider. Concept of wind loads. See, generally these are horizontal load to the building. Okay, the horizontal wind pressures act on vertical external walls which are exposed to winds. The winds acts on the area of horizontal area of the building. Some of the pressure acting on the exposed surfaces, structural walls and columns is directly rested by the bending of these members. Okay, we will see in next video. Thank you.